Armenia, EPSA Bulgaria, EPSA Croatia, EPSA Cyprus, USS Czech Republic, Turks Estonia, ANEP France, PPHD Germany, EPSA Hungary, LPSA Latvia, SFT Lithuania, MPSA Macedonia, Canada Delegated of Vito the Netherlands, SOP Denmark Delegated, Canada Delegated of Vito the Netherlands, NOPSA Norway, PPSA Poland, APE Portugal, FAPSA Romania, NAPSA Serbia, STSA Slovakia, STSA Slovenia, FEP Spain, SNAP Sweden, ASET Switzerland, UTS International Turkey, EPSA United Kingdom. Please raise your voting card high. Please raise your voting card high. Who has arrived later than when the person passed will not receive the voting card. Stefan, don't give them. They will not take. Yeah.
There's a problem with this drive.
Please raise your voting card who comes in. I have 55 voting members present. And I resume the standing orders and pass the facilitation PC.
First, I have Chris. Would you be so kind to still write the name of your association on the financial bundle? Some of them, some you didn't do that, so please do it now. Thank you. And PSA.
I had a technical problem with the scanning of my ticket. Because of the open session.
Mariana?
Yes, the session starts at 3. You have to be here early to ensure that you have a voting card, so please be aware of these technicalities and arrive earlier to make sure that you have your voting card for the next session.
CPSA?
Eva, CPSA Croatia, could you please provide more plugs because we don't have any here anymore?
Okay. Who needs? Look. Which association?
Just doesn't know.
We will start the GA and we will try to find. VPSA, do you still have a bullshit? Okay.
Sally VPSA, so I'm not very good at maths, so I just calculated how many stickers we had. So for those of you that did not receive them, I'm very, very sorry. But this is the first time we have stickers, so from here it's only upwards and you will have stickers at every event, I'm sure of it. But for those that have received them, and if you like the Brexit one, I myself designed it, so yeah. But yeah, honestly, I'm really sorry, I can't count for shit, so.
Let's now proceed with the GA. First, I would like to ask you, all DLPs, because on last GA we had some bad views of any signals. Please think before you talk, because as we saw yesterday, sometimes the directive also responds to many questions, and it's not the point. We need to have more organized discussions. Now we will proceed with the science coordinator. Please, Sanya. Technical zoom. Sorry, KMTSV.
I don't know if it's to give, but did we miss the public health and social services one or
Point of information, okay.
present. Yes, also he's not delivering a workshop, so he's not available until the next session. So we'll take him at the beginning. Well, we'll take him after the department we will have at the beginning of the next session. So we're not disrupting the next department, but yes, he'll be here for the next time slot.
Simon,
Hello everyone. Since I have submitted my report, I have prepared new EPSA Science Month edition. I have worked on the improvement of the EPSA Science Month structure. I have organized online meetings with the VPPR, Design Coordinator, and Educational Materials Coordinator, and with them discussed the future path of the EPSA Science Monthly. I closely collaborated with the INESH Design Coordinator in regards to the design of the ESSP, and I have prepared third ESSP edition. I have prepared materials and presentation for the EPSA Science Workshop under the topic Student Journal Club. I have collaborated with the students who applied for the EPSA Science Day and have prepared 11th EPSA Science Day program and criteria for evaluation of the students' research projects, which later have been shared with the judges. Moreover, I have prepared first EPSA scientific poster based on the vaccination survey under the topic Knowledge and Attitudes Towards Vaccination, a survey of European pharmaceutical students. This poster is going to be presented during the EPSA Science Day. Also, I have attended the online ed department meeting and online meetings with the reception committees of future EPSA events. I have updated guidelines of EPSA Science projects. I have helped other team members with their projects, but I have also collaborated with other EPSA team members in regards to science projects and have been receiving advices from especially Eva, Mihai, and Mega. And in the end, I was in contact with Peter, education officer of this congress, in order to secure the science projects will maintain good organization.
thank you, Simon. Any questions? First, I have Natsa Sofia.
Mina Sofia. First of all, Sanya, thank you for your amazing work. I would specifically like to point out your great understanding on the importance of promotion when it comes to science projects, because this is maybe not everyone's cup of tea, and yet your strategic plans which you developed with the PR department, I think, greatly have influence in the participation of students. I wanted to look back on one part of your report where you mentioned that you think that students have an issue with their competences of writing abstracts for their work, and that you would like to organize maybe a workshop in some essay events. Well, considering the fact that maybe the scientific work of some students would actually prevent them coming to the events, would you maybe consider using another platform or something like that for similar workshops? Thank you.
Well, during the 5th meeting, we discussed that. We decided to organize online workshops on that topics in the next Monday. So yeah, we will definitely do that.
Thank you. Now I have SSPD, Slovenia.
Mates, just Slovenia. Yeah, Sanya, thank you for your report. I would also like to thank you for pointing out that we, the LSs, weren't so interested in science projects due to all other activities. I would like to ask you, were you having in mind specific science projects or just science projects in general?
You mean LS's engagement in science projects? Well, I think that it's very important for LSs to be engaged in EPSA Science Monthly, especially also in ESSP and in EPSA Science Day, because your work is crucial for success of these projects. So by promoting these projects among your students, it's very important to find the participants for that project.
Needs just so do you think that we should prioritize ESSP and the Science Day more? Compared to the other projects?
Sanya?
Well, that is a very tough question, because for me every project is equally important. So, but yes, the Science Day is a project that is organized once per year, once a year. So it's very important, yeah, to prioritize that project, and also ESSP, but also the EPSA Science Monthly is equally important. So yeah, it's a very tough question.
Thank you. Now I have CPS Croatia.
Eva, CPSA Croatia. So I noticed that you wrote 17 articles for Science Blog, and thank you for it. That is a really huge amount, but when checking the EPSA Science Blog, I noticed that there weren't really the articles over there.
First I have KMPS with the Netherlands. Okay. Mihai.
Mihai, EPSA West of Border Ranges. Yeah, we had some problems with the science blog as we lost the login information for that one. Now I recovered it, and I will ensure that we will upload everything in time. Thank you.
CPSA Croatia.
Eva, CPSA Croatia. So who was responsible for doing that? Was that the responsibility of the VP or of the whole department?
Mihai.
Mihai, BPPR. So the responsibility of the science blog is shared between the publications coordinator and the science coordinators. The science coordinator provides articles and the publications coordinator is posting them. While the publications coordinator was having a little bit of some personal problems, we have a little bit of a drop, and I stepped in sometimes, but there were some urgent things, so I didn't manage to upload those. And I had some troubles, as I said, with resetting the platform to get the access in it, so yeah, sometimes.
Thank you. CPSA Croatia.
Eva, CPSA Croatia. So is it in the future possible for the science coordinator to post the articles on the science blog by herself?
Point of information, Eva.
Eva, President, yes, this was discussed at the 50 meeting now as well, and the IT coordinator and the publications coordinator will write guidelines for the science coordinator to be able to do that in the future. So yeah, they will now start writing the guidelines for future science coordinators to be able to post themselves in the same way as the educational affairs coordinator can post in Leap.
Thank you. Now I have a new point up of Austria.
Jelena of Austria. First of all, I wanted to say that we all in AFOP noticed how you extended the portfolio, and we were really positively surprised your work. And I wanted to ask about, because you did the Science Monthly Science blog on Leap as well, right? And then you click on it, and then you get to the homepage or website of this, and I wanted to ask if it's not possible to, because it's in circles, if it's not possible to post it on Leap and directly, so you can directly read it there.
Well,
I'm not sure about that, because I think that Leap as a platform doesn't have that possibility. So yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe we should ask IT coordinator or yeah.
Laura?
Laura, IT coordinator. You want the Leap article to link to the science blog to read the article?
No, I want the science articles.
AFOP Austria?
Jelena of Austria, if you go on Leap and then you click on it, and then you go to the blog, why can't you just have the articles on Leap directly and read it there?
Laura?
That is because all the content of Leap is behind a login screen, and we want all the science projects that we have, or basically all content of EPSA, to be available for everyone. So also for the people who have not registered for Leap.
Thank you. I have another new point from AFOP Austria.
Jana, out of Austria, I also wanted, out of curiosity, to ask, what do you think, or what do you, as experience right now, think is the most time-consuming task, and what is the most important task in your portfolio?
Sanya?
For me, the most consuming task was writing articles for the blog, because you need to find a topic, you need to find the appropriate sources of information, you need to read them and to extract the information and to write the article. And what is the most important? Well, it's also a very tough question. I think that the most important information is to work constantly on the development of each project. So I think that that is the most important, to work constantly on each project.
Thank you. I have another one from AFO.
Jelena, out of Austria, I also wanted to ask, because I saw in Eva's report that she also provided some ideas on how to approach PhD students, and you also stated in Bulgaria that you wanted to do so. So what are the plans, maybe also with next together?
Saya?
So, yeah, we were thinking a lot about how to approach PhD students, because PhD students are students, so according to Torzo, they're EPSA members, but also, you know that all PhD students work somewhere or work in some industries or on the faculties, so they're also health professionals. So it's very hard to find a way how to approach them and how to increase their engagement in EPSA. So me, Eva, and Nate, the VP of External Departments, now are brainstorming about that. So yes, with some updates is that Marko Tokovic and I were in Frankfurt. We have attended the EFX annual meeting. So we have had one great opportunity to speak with the president of the EFX and vice president of the EFX and other important persons from the EFX board. So we shared our ideas, our aims, and we spoke to them about how we can provide opportunities for PhD students to do some IMPs or research internships. And I can say that they were really amazed with our ideas and that they were willing to help us. So what we have done is approach them during the email, through the email. So for now, we are waiting for their answer.
Thank you. Now I have to shift to Slovenia.
Next, just Slovenia. In your report, you also state that the posters for EPSA Science Monthly for the month of December, January, February were made by you. And I'm not exactly sure how does this work. Isn't the PR department meant to do that, or?
Saya?
Yeah. Yes, I have done that, but yeah, that should be done by the PR department. But the thing is that I didn't approach them on time. So yeah, I have done that, but that was my mistake.
Thank you. Mia?
Yeah, so yeah, we were checking those, like Sanya sent those to us because me, DPPR is the department responsible for the EPSA image, so I need to approve any materials that are being sent like outside for EPSA. And yeah, I really liked what Sanya did because, as I said during team meetings, I really like team members that approach with designing stuff like things for EPSA because it helps easing the workload of design coordinator.
CPSA?
Eva, CPSA Croatia, so regarding those design as well, I actually requested the designs for Science Monthly because I wanted to post, and then I asked Sanya if there were designs available, and I had to post it really quick. So Sanya decided to do them by herself and then approved with the VPPR because it was kind of an urgent matter. So thank you for that, Sanya.
Slovenia.
Yeah, and it's just the Slovenia. I would also like to ask in regards to that, like, how much time exactly or approximately do you have to wait for those designs in general? Because I think it's quite a shame for the science project to be delayed just because of the PR. I mean, I understand that PR, like, those designs can take some time to make, but yeah, like, how much time exactly?
Same.
Well, to be honest, I didn't have problems with time delivery of posters. Everything was delivered on time. But yeah, regarding to time consuming, for me, I need I need 3 to 4 or 5 hours to make one poster.
Slovenia.
Yeah, hey, thanks, just the Slovenia. In your report, you also state something about the mobile app. Could you elaborate on this?
Same.
Yes. After the autumn assembly, I was thinking about how to increase student engagement with EPSA science projects, especially with EPSA Science Monthly. So I decided to take all advantages of the digitalization and technology and to try to find a way how to make one mobile app that will actually improve students' engagement with science projects and ease their way to find information. So yeah, I started my investigation and I found some ways how to do it. And yeah, right now we are investigating the way in which we can take the most of having mobile app in EPSA. So the question is, okay, I found a way how to do it, and yeah, I have some skills that allows me to make that mobile application, but the question is, do you really need mobile application for the science project, or do you need it for something more?
CPSA.
Eva, CBSA Croatia, so thank you for the nice initiative of researching something like that and trying to do it. I wanted to ask you, you just made mention that, like, is something like that also, like, do we need something like that only for science projects or all the other projects? So, in your opinion, would you consider, like, do you think it is a good idea doing something like that for other projects as well? Maybe also question both for Sanya and Mihai.
Mihai?
Yep. Mihai PDPR. So this mobile app thing was raised like for 2 mandates ago, like for 2 years. The idea is that it's a little bit of a big investigation here to know if it's feasible, sustainable to have such an application, because it's, like I was saying in the past, it's another coding language. We already have struggled finding an IT coordinator with the skills that require for the website, so this will require even more knowledge. So yeah, as Simon said, we are investigating if this is sustainable for the future to have an app not only for science but for EPSA in general.
Any more questions? If not, I will take Diogo.
Thank you. Thank you. The Vice President of Education, Sonia, thank you a lot for your work and for your commitment to both the position and EPSA team this year. Thank you very much.
Technical Hutsa.
I'm so sorry, we don't have enough plots here, so I cannot manage the picture. We need more.
We'll try to arrange that.
There's one extra.
Okay. Please, Kevin. And Muksa, please next time stand up to talk. Now we will proceed to the third technical fact.
Gonzalo to explain. Right now we don't need it. Maybe later we can make use them just for to let it know. Okay.
Okay. So we'll proceed with the next coordinator, training coordinator, Anna.
Okay, hello everyone. To update you on my report, so I updated the training with guidelines. I followed up on the trainers on tour and sent the trainers invoices so that they can be reimbursed. Sorry. I updated the Wikipedia page, the part related to the training project, obviously. I attended the EPSA department meeting, developed a bit more on my handover guidelines, provided feedback and support to the PHSS coordinator and science coordinator, followed up on the TNT host, and also worked on the promotional material together with the BPPR. I registered for Wings for Life, I think it counts, and in regards to this AC, I provided the graphic recording that you could have seen and you saw it. I ordered and brought the t-shirts and sweatshirts for the trainers, which have the new logo for the 10th-year anniversary. I met the trainers and the VPIA in regards to the NGT schedule, and the NGT happened during the team meeting. We had 5 participants and 4 trainers, but it was very productive and very positive feedback. I met the trainers delivering at the AC, and we developed a bit on the project as well, and delivered one of the trainings at the AC. And in regards to local training events, I sent a confirmation of a trainer who is attending an event in Romania.
Thank you, Bernardo. Open the floor for discussion. Can PSP the Netherlands?
Elina, KPSU Netherlands. Registrations for the NGT opened only 2 weeks before the annual congress, and why was it so late?
Bernardo? Sorry. Anya?
Anya VPIA, that was my fault because I'm the one who is responsible for the promotion and for the open call and registration for the NGT.
And France?
Pierre de France. I got a question regarding the 13 TNT that you host by yourself. Do you plan to do something like to sign a document that engage the host to respect what they apply for?
Bernard?
Okay, yes, we are trying to work on a contract to provide to the host of the TNT, which will be sent to this host already. I still didn't do it because I'm still in this was thought about a bit before the AC, and yeah, prioritize the AC, but I will do it in the next week.
Austria?
Yeah, Austria, what does this contract exactly say?
Bernard? Point of information, Edwin?
Eva, President, the contract he's referring to is the TNT contract that was mentioned in the working statements emails I was sending in January, February, and it was explaining there already what kind of things will be in there.
Thank you. KNPSV, the Netherlands?
KNPSV, the Netherlands. It's nice to hear that you are celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the training project. I was wondering if there's something planned to celebrate it for EPSA members?
Okay, so yes, we had some challenges. I proposed some challenges to the trainers, and they also compiled some challenges that engage the members themselves. So the trainers are going for you for sure. We also have during the Harry Potter night on Friday, it was chosen as the day to also celebrate the 10th year anniversary. We have planned a speech and maybe some special celebration then. However, we also checked if it would be possible to have cake, but it would be too expensive to have for everyone, and we prefer not to have it for a defined group of people. We also have one surprise that I don't want to spoil for Friday.
ŠSSFD Slovenia.
Yeah, hey, it's ŠSSFD Slovenia. I have a question about the training week, because I think it was not so, like the members were not so actively participating in this training week. What do you think what was the problem with that?
It was not a direct. It was not a direct because we were talking about the promotion and all of that, and it was not about the trainers week. So, but I will let Bernardo.
Okay, in regards to the training week, yes, the engagement has not been ideal. Like when I asked for the testimonials, I received very little testimonials, and to do so, I already set one of the challenges for this Congress, which is for the trainers to start recording testimonials right now, so that we have promotional materials, not only for this event, but also for future events. And this way we tackle this situation, and in regards to promotional material for the training project in general, I think it will be safer.
Jelena, from Austria, did you look into how to grow the trainers pool, like beside our TNTs?
Okay, yes, I did. We are currently working on some collaborations with other associations which are within the YNGO training network. One of those collaborations is with EGIA, and the proposal is that for their TNT they will receive 2 participants from our side, and for our TNT we will receive 2 participants from their side. What this allows to is for our students to have more dates to pick from, because either way we are not filling our quota of 16 participants per TNT. So in a way the spots will be free. And yeah, we are also engaging students in congresses like this one, and I really appreciate that some people already approached me, and including some LSs approached me with some interested participants, which is good for me side as well.
Jelena, from Austria. So to clarify, what I meant is also like students or pharmacy students who did not TNT like in EPSA, but other trainers, education, and how would you decide that if they want to become EPSA trainers?
Bernard?
Okay, so what normally happens, and it happened before, is that when some trainer from another association or who attended a different TNT event, not ours, I go through what they have learned during that event. So I take I ask them for the sessions that they had. I go through the association that hosted the event to see if the quality of the event is similar to ours, and if they are aligned with our project. Afterwards, I also like to check personally with those people on their development as trainers. So how do they deliver sessions, how do they prepare, and etc. And afterwards, yes, it's a decision to be made whether they fit in our trainer school or not. But this happens a few times. I can give you the example of Damien, which was accepted last year, and he.
Jelena, of course, and do you approach LSs on this, like to see what kind of trainers education stuff is out there from the member association, or do those few trainers approach you?
Bernard?
The trainers approach you normally is when someone knows that they attended an event, they come to me and they show interest in joining our pool.
PSV that I learned?
Janine, PSV Netherlands, I'm sorry that I have to ask again about the 10th anniversary, because I read in some online executive meeting minutes that there was something planned, or like some ideas, and that they didn't go, that didn't happen. Can you explain?
Bernard?
Yeah, so the project, the thought behind organizing these ideas came really late to the executive for them to accept and to discuss on them, and yeah, it was on me that part. And not feasible when we realized the logistics of the Congress itself. And yeah, I don't know if it clarifies it.
Ще се съвпаде Словения.
Nate, just in Slovenia. I have also realized that it is getting harder and harder for members to organize the TNT. Do you think the problem lies in the budget? Because from the financial report from Chris, he told us that EPSA actually made profit from it. Or do you think that the problem lies in something else?
Bernard?
Okay, so one of the problems that we are tackling right now is the application. So now you are able to apply for a TNT in 2 years from now, so for the next 4 events, which will make it easier not only to find the right spot to place the TNT and to make it easier for you to also manage the financial situation, but it also makes it possible for us to try and find some grants for the project like it had happened before. But in the future, what we can see in regards to difficulties that members might have, well, I cannot say that it's easy to organize the event itself. I can say that it is possible to organize it even with little time. It's not ideal, but it is possible.
Any more questions? Yogo?
Your Vice President of Education, just to add that the TMT, where we collected some profit, was organized under very special conditions because of the whole process that happened, and that TMTs are not budgeted to have profit, budgeted to have zero.
Point of information, Bernard?
Yeah, we had profit because the promotion of the TNT was already out when the association cancelled. So it didn't make much sense for us to alter the budget that was already promoted and for which the call was already open. So some participants would have counted with 260 and others would have counted with another amount, which we didn't find it decent to do.
Any more questions? Diogo?
Dear Vice President of Education, Bernardo, I would like to thank you a lot for all your work during this mandate and all your commitment that you put into this association. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now we will proceed to the next department. Please, Nate. So it means technical, USF, Czech Republic.
Marketas, the PSA, I would like to ask you if you could lower air condition because we are freezing here.
Sorry to apologize, yes, my voice is not completely perfect or if I cough. It's just how it is. So, my updates since one of your reports were that I was working with the PHP as an EPSA intern. I was in contact with several partners and sponsors, current and potential ones. And I attended EPSA spring meeting last week in Kazan. So that's it.
Questions? Annette Pont?
Pierre in France, thank you, Nancy, for your report. You wrote in your report that you want to create a joint email with EPSA for the common project. Did you already approach them about it? Or the common project regarding EPSA and EPSA?
Next.
Yeah, so we talked about this already back in October, right? When I met with them on the team meeting, we discussed the possibilities, but the group is not done yet because working statement ends in 2 years, but it has been discussed.
Now I have KMPSV.
Janine, KMPSV Netherlands. It's about the MOU that has to be updated with RPSF. You state that it has to be made a follow-up because of the US. Do you have any concrete plans for this?
Yeah, so first we have that working statement that so far kind of prohibits us to discuss this quite a lot. But I have some ideas which were discussed already briefly. But yeah, I have some ideas, and when the working group, when the working statement goes further, the discussion first, then yeah, this will be communicated to IPSF. But yeah, it was agreed before that what's going to be the rules, what not. But yes, and we also received a letter from IPSF stating that plans for this year and everything was in order, so far it's okay.
The EPSA, sorry, clarification at all?
Jelena from Austria, sorry, I didn't understand anything. What exactly do you want to amend in the MOU? Thank you.
Next.
So last year there was an amendment made because IPSF is like started their regional symposia before it was just regional assembly. So now we just have stated that they invite us to that event, and now we want to put what it is and some more details about EMURS in the MOU because now there's none. And also the name change and other things because that happened in the last year on the IPSF World Congress.
The EPSA.
Doreen Zeres of Belgium. As you are in charge of sponsors, etc., do you have a contact with RC with regard to sponsors, or how does it work?
Nate?
Yes, I do.
The PhD?
Concerning the PhD Germany, in the last months, the European Affairs Department made some effort on mobility. For example, releasing the survey report. Normally, this would have been followed up by the Europeans with the ESN, European Students Network. However, I read from Marcus' report that the work was not so successful because they were kind of unresponsive. I read it. However, you had some contact with them in the following months. So, like, how was the communication with them, and did you make any effort to really make sure that the survey reports goes to ESN and the follow-up on that?
For the information, Marta?
Marta, Vice President of European Affairs. In regards to ESN, the departments for which we work in regards to the mobility projects under the portfolio of mobility coordinator and the advocacy work are completely different. I was working with the president of ESN and his assistant, let's say. The report was sent to them. They actually used it in a meeting with the European Commission. They presented our data because you can only attend those meetings under invitation, and we were not invited for that meeting. But afterwards, I had a meeting with them, and afterwards they dropped the responsiveness. But the departments are completely different, and they don't contact sometimes between each other. So yes, it's more their internal problem.
SSFD Slovenia.
Yeah, it's just Slovenia. So, as I see from your report, EPSA is collaborating with a lot of external organizations, professional students, and usually it happens that the result of this collaboration is, for example, a workshop at EPSA event. Do you think that there exists a possibility or a fear that the majority of those workshops will be taken by external organizations?
Nate?
No, I'm not afraid of that because we do invite them, but as you can see, we have like 3, 4 from external partners who are like non-corporate. So we have EUFEPS for Science Day, we have PhD. And we have Klaus Meyer from ESO. And Jonathan. So forth.
AFET Portugal. Oh, I say.
Lucas, AFET Portugal. Regarding the sponsors, we want to ask you if you, in your opinion, if you think that they have a better image, equal, worse in this mandate regarding EPSA, if you think that it had increased the awareness about EPSA through the mandate.
Clarification next.
Lucas, AFET Portugal. The sponsors have created some image about EPSA that it's like the image that we have outside. And do you think, due to the work that you've done, that they have a better image now than a year ago of EPSA?
Nick?
Yeah, thank you for clarifying. I get what you know. Yeah, I would say so. So, for example, the collaboration we have with NSD right now is focusing on vaccination, and EPSA has been doing this for years now. And we are still doing it, we are still working on it, and I think all the work that we've done on that has increased our visibility with stakeholders, either in Brussels or on European level. So yeah.
Paul?
Jelena from Austria. The last time about EAHP, the website, the internship thing in hospitals, you said you wanted to do some promotion. Sorry if I missed it, but I didn't see some. What are your plans on that?
Next.
So I am promoting it over Facebook, but so just like EHP students, and also EPSA shares posts sometimes, so it is promoted.
Do you think the website on EHP is updated enough?
Next.
So I updated it in January when I contacted all the hospitals, and some did not respond. So yeah, what I got was updated.
Jelena, was there any last thing about EHP, because you said that it is for EPSA members, and it also says in EHP it is an EHP EPSA internship thing, but is it really? Because you can go on this website and apply as anyone.
Next.
Oh yeah, anyone can apply, but in the end it is the EPSA intern, so me in this case, who actually forwards the applications further. Well, we usually get students who we know, but if it's like some like let's say okay, some not the company that way. It also says that EPSA members and also residents who have studied or studied in the countries of EPSA members and EU Council can participate. So yeah, that's also definitely possible. But yeah, I do not check with EPI, for example, if someone is an EPSA member for this specific project, and I also don't think there is a need for it.
New point, Apple.
Jelena, from Austria, in your report, I mean, you're setting back that FIP is also interested in your methodology booklet, and now nothing happened. So, can you explain it?
Next.
Yeah, so this was a discussion that was held last year. There were talks with IPSA, and yeah, there was maybe some miscommunication between mine and Katerina and predecessor. So that's why the work was then never put more forward. Because yeah, as IPSF is the partner of FIP, not EPSA, it was then said that yeah, like we cannot do that much, and that's completely fine. We understand it, but yeah, also we are still in the phase of promoting methodology. So as you could see from my report, we have a plan how to promote it further. So we will see if we're going to proceed. I mean, how we're going to proceed with that. And yeah, if yes, if something will be, or like we are asked to do something like it, if FIP, we will do first. So IPSF, of course.
Yes. VFSO.
Doreen, VFSO Belgium. I have assistance were needed. I heard there were a lot of problems finding placements. Did you follow up on that, or did you intervene at some point?
Nate?
So at this mandate, it was mostly me. When I was going around, I was talking with people and promoting IMP to companies, to institutions. So like, this was done by me. And like, can you maybe just clarify what would I have to intervene with? Is that like what intervention during?
The EPSA?
I mean, in your report it was just assisted where needed, or I mean, like take an action or like stimulate the projects or the coordination of the project in some way or another. I don't know, something like that.
I will take first Sofia.
It's just I would also like to ask you, when you are presenting the IP to the external partners, what is their general opinion about the project? Like, how do they receive it?
Nate?
Everyone is impressed by it, but yeah, then in the end it depends on the company if they need an intern or at this time. So most of the answers were, yeah, like really nice project, we will contact you if we need something in the future. But they do appreciate it, but unfortunately not everyone is capable of hosting an IMP training.
TNPSV with the direct?
You need KPS Netherlands, how many placements did you, IMP placements did you secure this year?
Nate?
So we had, since we started, we had 4, then we had one more, then we had one more, and now I'm talking with some more possibilities, and hopefully more will come to the end of the mandate.
And it's just, are you sure? Because I think that only 2 have been promoted, like the Fresenius Sofia and Milan, I think.
Nate?
Yeah, we also had 4 on complete beginning from farming band. But it was the complete beginning of our mandate.
Now I have TNPSV with a new point.
Elina KNPSV, the Netherlands. Do you have an update about the amount of internships in Brussels for the coming year?
Nate?
Yeah, so there's a possibility that we're going to have 7, but not all are confirmed yet. But yeah, so far we have 4 or 5, and still waiting for some confirmations.
Afo?
Jelena, out of Austria, I was a bit surprised that this year at the AC also the marketing skills event happened, because I know in Belgrade we discussed it for AA 2019. So I just wanted some background information how this decision was with IPSA. Thank you.
Nate?
So I did not discuss it with IPSA for now specifically, because I had discussed it last year in August, because we were approached by CPSA, and IPSA was also approached by CPSA because it's their project. And I asked IPSA if it's okay, because I saw that it's in the program for Mendoza, and we were approached before that. So we discussed it, and it was decided that it can be on EPSA events as well. So that's why I did not communicate this with them now, but we had discussed it not in the past days.
IPSA for point of information.
Katarina, IPSA chairperson of European Regional Office. So basically the background of this is that during the GA in Mendoza, Argentina, there was a motion that passed that the marketing skills event is incorporated as IPSF event next to industry skills event like coordinator. And yes, so together with industry case competition as well. So it's underneath professional development now, and it is considered as IPSF project. We've been discussing it for it to happen as a joint thing within IPSF and EPSA at some of your events. It was a discussion for EPSA Autumn Assembly in Forage. I haven't received any information about it happening now, but I have talked to Nate about it, and we have kind of like communicated about it, and I hope we will communicate more with it. Yeah, thank you.
Jelena, from Austria, I was also a bit confused because, like you said, you didn't approach IPSF, although it is an IPSF project and should be held by IPSF people, even if CPSA approaches you, it's not a CPSA project. Thank you.
Nate? CPSA?
CPSA Croatia. So the beginning, how the project was created, it was in the beginning before entering the IPSA portfolio. It was created by CPSA and then entered the portfolio in Mendoza.
IPSF?
So basically, yes, it's created by CPSA, but also that we have other projects, for example, clinical skills event that was created by USA and then implemented into IPSF portfolio, so we consider it as IPSF event now since Mendoza.
Any questions regarding this? I thought.
Jelena, from Austria, I just wanted to state, you know the MOU, you have been in Mendoza, you know it's an IPSF project, so please next time inform IPSF as it should be. Thank you.
CPSA?
CPSA Croatia, but what Nate's already said is that the IPSF was approached, especially for the something important, and Katarina also communicated that.
IPSF?
Katarina, IPSF. Basically, we were discussing for it to happen at EPSA and in Polish. We didn't discuss anything to happen before, like now. So miscommunication was for it to happen now. This is why I guess there was a problem with it. However, as said, we've discussed in the past few days with Nate, and Nate realized the small mistake. So yeah, the communication continues. Thank you.
Any more comments? If not, I will proceed to the next coordinator. IPSF?
For the main IPSF, I would like to add that generally we have had good communication with Nate. Whenever there was something that I needed from him, he would send the emails very quickly, both emails and WhatsApp. He attended EM1, and also we forgot to mention that we also did the HIV in your report, so another campaign between EPSA and IPSF. So thank you for that.
Eva?
Eva Freshman, yes, I would like to thank Nate for all the hard work he did this mandate.
Now we'll proceed to the next coordinator, the IMP coordinator. Nate will present the updates.
There are no updates to the report.
Any question? Okay, first Afo.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask the procedure right now because we ask you questions and Mike can't answer them, or how?
Eva?
EPSA President, yes, if a coordinator is not available, the Vice President is responsible to take on their tasks, which includes the representation of the report and asking and responding to questions. So yes, Nate will respond to the questions you have for my report.
Nate's point of information.
Yeah, like also, so that's why like try not asking like personal stuff because I'm not my so like please keep your questions to the like content of the report if possible. Otherwise, I will not be able to answer them sufficiently.
VFSO.
Okay, a question about the report is that there was stated under the point of possible improvements on the search for new applicants. There was none. Do you think there is room for improvement, or because I was surprised by that? There's no room for improvement. I think maybe it's a difficult question to ask to you, but for us, it's, yeah, we really want to implement this project more in Belgium, and we wanted to do this for next year, but it's hard that we cannot not like ask questions about this because we really had some problems this year with, for example, there was supposed to come a student to Brussels for a placement or IMP coordinator, contacted May several times over email and Facebook. There was no response. We had no idea when he was coming, or we didn't have any information on that, so we were not able to do anything for that person. So we were really wondering what went wrong, because we also feel like, as we have a zoo, that we did not fulfill what we had to do, but yeah. Do you know what went wrong with that?
Nate?
So for this specific point, I do not know what went wrong, but my lead communicate about the intern that's in Brussels with the EPSA hospital, so we helped stand out a bit. So that was taken care of. But I honestly don't know why he did not respond to emails and messages. Sorry. I do apologize in the name of this Generation Department.
Yeah, Nate's just a disagreement. I don't know if you have that information, but how successful is EPSA in securing that every EPSA organization, EPSA member has a name? Because only 17 reports from the names were submitted.
Point of information, Eva?
EPSA President, so EPSA member associations are eligible to participate in all EPSA projects, but it's up to you guys to decide in which ones you participate, so that's why we don't actively push. We have Torval says that if you want to participate in IMP, you should have a national IMP coordinator. If you don't want to, we cannot force you to do it.
It's just a blur. If this is the case, then I would like to address all the LSs here to maybe poke the members of your organization, poke your names if you have them, or I don't know, do something about it.
First I have Ape.
Portugal. Nate, I would like to ask you if you know why didn't May held meetings with NIMS?
Nate?
I don't know why he didn't have personal meetings or like a meeting with NIMS. He did an online training and they met at the A8 like for an informal dinner or lunch. But maybe it was just not on his agenda for this year.
Ape?
Portugal, I think it wasn't enough, and we had some stuff to discuss, like we discussed it by email, but it's easier to discuss in a meeting, so I think it's better.
Now I have PPHP.
Yes, Konstantin, PhD Germany. A lot of the IMP placements in the past have been placed in Brussels or Belgium. Would you advocate for the CIMP coordinator to move to Brussels as an intern for the next mandate, or even like on the long run in the future? Because I believe it might be beneficial for the IMP project to really have somebody who's in constant contact with various associations and sponsors.
Point of information, Eva?
Eva, President, so we discussed at the 15th meeting whether we should make it recommended for other positions to go in Brussels, because right now Torso states that VPEA works at PGU and VP External Relations is recommended to go to Brussels. We decided to not proceed with that because yes, we will probably have 5+ internships for the second year in a row now, but they are not. We do not feel that the internships are secure enough to add something like this to Torza, because in the past we've already had 5 internships and then a year later just 3. And then if we add recommendations in regards to this to Torza and we don't secure enough internships, we are basically breaking Torza in the future. So yes, in the future we will investigate for other positions, but not yet because we don't feel the internships are secure enough at the moment for something like this.
The PhD?
Yes, concerning the PhD, I completely understand that. However, I think one can even make it a habit and recommend it on a non-formal level without writing it hard into Torso or somewhere else. So yeah, please consider that maybe.
Thank you. Now I have Afo.
Jelena, out of Austria, when I read the NIM reports and I read them all, I was very, very confused, because I feel like most of the NIMs don't even know what their task is. They don't, some of the NIMs state that they try to approach companies, some of the NIMs didn't state anything, if they did, if they didn't. Basically 90% of the NIM reports are just promotion, they did promotions, and so what is, I wanted to ask how he sees that, and why is it like that, if the NIMs really know what their task is.
Nate?
Okay, so as far as my knowledge goes here, I mean, what I would say is that this is an internal issue of member associations that as well, that I am the professional IMB coordinator is not aware of the things that he or she should do. But we do have a IMB handbook, which everyone can read and get acquainted with tasks and expectations from the position. So in the end, as it was previously said, we cannot force someone to read this, but if you go for a position, you should read the basic documents and get acquainted with what's supposed to happen when you go to position.
VFSO, and then Afo.
I partly agree with that, but if I compare this to Alessis being guided way more, I think it should always also be possible for NIMs.
Afo.
Jelena, I'm also asking that because I know in Belgrade Maj actually stated that he will provide more guidelines to the NIMS itself on how to approach companies, and as this is not stated in most of the reports, I'm just confused about that.
Now I have CPSA.
Eva, CBSA Croatia, do you know if the handover will be done properly, as Maj is not available now, not delivering his report, if he will be able to do other stuff? He'll be under demand and then handover.
Nate?
Yes, he will do it for sure. It's also like delivering the handover is also a condition to get your thing done. So he will do it, but he is a bit unavailable now because he's got a job and everything, but when I ask him to do something that really has to be done urgently, he does it, so I'm not afraid of him not delivering the handover.
Afo?
Jelena, of Austria, I know that Maj sent out an email with asking NIMS about the investigation and possible official stuff, and we as an association had a very long talk and wrote an extensive email with proposals, and we feel as often that nothing happened out of it. We don't know if the EPSA team even discussed it or anything, and I approached Maj and he said he's had some options. Do you know which options are those, because he's not here? You don't.
Point of information, Eva?
Eva, President, the EPSA team did discuss it. Also with the LS, it was discussed at the LS meeting in Brussels, at the 4th team meeting, and also at some OEMs, and it's in the minutes.
Now I have PNPSV.
mean game between the Netherlands. It stated in the report that there was an increased amount of applications per ILP placements. Do you have any numbers, or do you know where to find them?
Nate?
You can find them in the activity booklet.
Any more comments? If not, I will take Nate.
Yes, so here we just like to thank Mike for what he did this year. We had some nice placements for our members, and I'm really happy that we at EPSA are able to provide that, and would like to thank Mike to be a transmitter of this.
Now we will proceed to the next coordinator, Liz Baden.
For the students, I distribute the certificates. I sent guidelines to the unit coordinators, and I also got their contact information. I also answered some unit coordinators' questions. I was also contacting with the NAFSR LS about the interprofessional unit with the EPSA. For the students' guides, Ambassador's Trade Promotion has launched, and also Erasmus Business Video launched. For the Military Mobility Project, I informed the applicants about their application process. I evaluated the application according to their motivation, experience, and abilities for the project. And then I sent my recommendation list to the executive, and we have decided the short list. Now, the Happy Caravan is now evaluating the applications. We will soon send all of the applications to results. I also, after the application process, I will also inform the LSS about these results. We prepared the agreement for the HEMP. Also, now we got the signature from the Happy Caravan. And also, I've also followed the GPSF. Currently, GPSF, Greek Pharmaceutical Students Association, is helping to Happy Caravan regarding the formula donation. So I'm following this process, and that's all right now for the updates. And I would like to present you some data.
Just 1 minute, please.
Okay, I would like to inform you about my projects. I would like to show you some data, but unfortunately we cannot do this right now. Then I will send you over the email, all of LSs, about how many applications we got, for example, for the HMP, about the ambassadors numbers. Also, I would like to send you the numbers about the TMINET projects, the current projects. But I can send you, this Monday we have like the 30 TMINET projects around, and also we have like a 2 interprofessional TMINET project and 2 TRINET project. All of the 2 interprofessional projects happened with the NAFSR Munich, EPSA, and NAFSR with Moldova. TRINET was organized by the Portugal, Czech Republic, and France. For the HMP, so far we had like the 8 applications. Unfortunately, we will send just the maximum 5 people to the Happy Caravan scan. So we will send 5 people according to their volunteer and motivation experience. For the ambassadors, we have like around 30 ambassadors from different countries. I have already presented you the first the presentation during the AA in Belgrade. After that, we didn't get too much applications, so it's almost similar, but I will send you all of the information over the email.
Thank you. KNPSB.
KNPC Netherlands. I have a question regarding the Erasmus ambassadors, because I looked on the website and there was a Dutch ambassador on the website, and I didn't even know who he was. And I'm curious to see how you check that the ambassador are a member of the association, just of EPSA.
Baran?
First of all, as I said to you, I have already presented you to during the Belgrade. I have presented you to all of the associations and cities. After that, we have just got a few applications. And secondly, my follow-up emails, I inform you that we will put all of the information on the website. Due to some difficulties, we have just put all of the information recently, but as I said to you, I have already informed you about which associations we got on the stores.
KNPSB.
In KNPC Netherlands, it's not about informing me that there are ambassadors. They are put on the website without me knowing, or DLS knowing, and how can you make sure that the people on the website are member of EPSA? And you say that I should check the website. I'm sorry, but I don't have the time to check EPSA website if everything about the KNP is correct all the time.
While the story applying, we actually get the consent from them, and they are expecting that they are the member of the EPSA and also related some specific projects. For example, for the AGM, I consult with the Anya, and she checked their membership status. However, this is not our standard procedure. If you want to be involved in the application process, then you need to inform me in advance so I can design all of the application process.
KNPSB.
Janine, KNP to the Netherlands. I don't get the point because I think the ambassadors have to be checked if they are member of EPSA. Because, for example, someone can like say, I want to be an Erasmus ambassador for the Netherlands, and then maybe there's something wrong with him. I don't know, he did bad stuff in our local national association, and we don't want them to be an ambassador. It might be possible, and then he or she can just be and state, oh, of course, I'm a member of EPSA. We do it as well for the events that we have to check. I would like to propose that we do it as well for the ambassadors.
Baran?
After presenting you all of the applications before putting all of the information on the website, I didn't get any further information or requests from the LSs. I mean that no one showed the interest or no one asked who is the ambassador, who is the represent us. So.
Eva?
Eva, President, yes, so they are requesting for us to investigate whether it's possible, and the executive is willing to investigate. So we'll see if it's possible together with Baran, and yeah, because we cannot make a decision right now anyway, just to be able to go further.
Ubifarma?
Inês from Portugal. First, I would like to congratulate you on your work and for being such an approachable lady, and to ask you how satisfied are you with the number of applications you received on the humanitarian mobility project, and how is the evaluation going?
Baran?
Could you just repeat the first part?
Ubifarma?
Inês from Portugal. How satisfied are you with the number of applications you received?
I will be honest that I expected less applications because there was a limited time and it is really different project for EPSA. However, we got like 80 applications and they were really good, and we evaluated the applications according to their past experiences, their abilities, because during the project there will be some activities, and their experience about the working with the kids. And during the application, we asked them some questions, and they sent us their motivation letters. So we evaluated according to their answers.
Napster.
First of all, thank you for your work until now. Well, my question is, you wrote in your report that you can require normally 3 applications from EPSA side for interprofessional cleanup. So my question is, do you maybe have some plans, some advice for the next open call, how to increase the number of applications, because it's not too much?
Baden?
Yes, you're right. I already contact them, and I'm thinking also making more promotion. Maybe I will ask for the help of the LSS, so I'm sure that next term we will get more applications.
It's just okay, thank you, Barbara, for your report. I would also like to congratulate you on your work, because I think that you managed to do quite some nice projects over the year. But I have a question about the Students Guide website. Is it finished?
Baden?
Unfortunately, this term we have some technical difficulties on the website, so we couldn't update it yet. But I have a plan to approach the LSS after the AC. I think that after the AC will be more LSS will be more available, and I will ask the LSS to update the Students Guide. So I will ask your help.
Oh yeah, thank you. I'm asking this because I didn't when I was reading your report, I decided just to briefly check it, and I didn't know that it was so structured already. And yeah, in the future I would maybe just I would like some kind of a vote to ask the LSS that the project is already working and the website is already working. Yeah.
Baden?
I was waiting to access of the Students Guide, because we cannot access it a little bit time, so I just waited to, and we have just recently started to access it, so after the AC, I wish, but it's on my mind, but I have waited to a little bit to over AC.
Point of information, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, as Clara said, we had some troubles with the website because it has been updating, and the plugin that we were using messed up almost everything, and we couldn't update it for a couple 2 weeks or so. And regarding what you said, the Students Guide is there from last Monday.
Pass through.
One of in Romania. I was wondering whether you were satisfied with the communication on the WhatsApp coordinators group.
Pardon?
Yes, I'm satisfied with the number, but we can still maybe add more members, because I know that there are many local associations, and maybe again I will ask the LS help, because sometimes they just forget to fill the contact information of the student coordinator, so we cannot approach them.
Ape?
Little of Portugal. I would like to comment that regarding the ambassadors, I received a feedback from our students that they are not receiving emails and the process is taking a lot of time.
Baron?
Yes, you are right, because as I said that I would like to put all the information on website. After that, I would like to start the project. So unfortunately, we just waited a little bit that, and I also sent them a general email about their application process, also the next steps. But yes, you are right, I didn't send them a frequently email, but I sent all of them the general emails and the next steps.
Now I have 12.
Marco from Portugal. In regards to TwinNet, in Portugal at least, we are having some TwinNet projects that are starting, and they know the main goal of the project, but they don't know how to go further with the project. How would you say besides the communication with the LSs. You could improve this by informing the students about the project.
Baron?
I will prefer to approach them individually, and we will make an online meeting maybe with them, so I will learn more details about what they would like to do, and maybe with this I can help them more. Also, if they need, for example, trainers, or if they need some help from the EPSA side, maybe I will ask also my other team members.
Now I have PSV.
Name Game Peace Netherlands. It's about IMP. I know it might sound strange on the topic, but I read in the coordinator's handbook that in your position there's a part about IMP as well, like a supporting team. I was wondering, because maybe I was a little bit inactive this year, why you didn't help.
Baron?
Could you just clarify your question? I don't have too much information about it.
It was a clarification, Baron. PSV?
Janine Game Peace Netherlands. I was reading the coordinator's handbook, and I found under the point of mobility coordinator there was like you can help with IMP if needed. Yeah, why didn't you step in?
Baron?
If there is need, of course I can help, and also we have a kind of good communication between the in departments. Whenever someone needs help, we always support each other. If there is something needed, of course I can try to do my best.
Annette?
Pierre in France. Firstly, thank you for the work you did. And on March, I think you asked us to share all our humanitarian activities and projects. There were not so much answers to this mail. So I would like to know what will you do with this data?
Baron?
After the second reminder, I actually get more response from the LSs. Thank you all of them. Now I would like to use this data for implementing in the TVNet and maybe for the other project as well, but it will be first step. I would like to put them in the TVNet guideline, and I would like to showcase that what TVNet coordinators can do in TVNet regarding the humanitarian action.
Annette?
Pierre in France again. I just want to say to the other listeners who didn't share those kind of activities to share it. Humanitarian is something very, very great, and if you don't have humanitarian project or activities in your association, you can find is very easy project, and it's great to achieve. Thank you very much.
I don't have more comments on the speaking list. Mupsa?
Dr. Mupsa Turkey, first, objectively, thank you for enlarging everything about your coordinatorship. And subjectively, we are really proud of your work. Thank you very much.
Any more comments? If not, I will take next.
Okay, yeah, so thank you for everything with this mandate, especially on the humanitarian related projects. So this is the thing that I'm most proud of, because we started before the association and everything ready. And really, thank you for all that and all the members also. Round of applause for our please.
Now we will proceed with Paulina, please. Paulina?
Yes, hello. Can you hear me? Yes. So concerning the updates, since my report, I attended EPSA Congress in Denmark. I updated professional authors guidelines concerning mentoring project, career week, and career fair. I was also working on the handover guideline and adding some more information to that. I was also following up on the mentoring project concerning IDPs. and also preparing the educational sessions. We were delivering yesterday a career fair together with the educational officer of the EC from DRC. We are also preparing Chocolate Professional Life. Also, I'm working on the preparation of my workshop for Saturday. And I'm following up on the Career Week competition. And also, I was in contact with PGU concerning their Chocolate Professionals in June. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any comment? Annette?
Pierre and France, thank you very much for your great work. I would like to ask you about the mentoring project. How would you, what are your advice to improve it? Because having more mentees and mentors, because we lost some, not so much, but we lost some. Maybe working with the alumni coordinator to get, I don't know, what are your ideas about?
Paulina?
Yes, Paulina, Professional Affairs Coordinator. So concerning mentees, we lost 3 mentees, so it was not a major amount. And my advice would be just to stay in clear contact with mentees. This year we also have ITPs, so individual development plans, so I'm able to follow up on their work. Yeah, maybe an idea would be to have some informal meetings to keep in touch with them, like online. So that would be my recommendation for next year.
Afot?
Jelena from Austria. I just wanted to comment. Alfred is very impressed by your work, and we really compliment you, especially with the mentoring project, as we asked mentees and mentors, and they were all very satisfied. And the extent or the how you improved the project in that extent compared to the last mandate is amazing. So thank you.
Any more comments or questions? CPSA?
Eva, CPSA Croatia. Also, we are very impressed by your work, but I wanted to ask you something also about a mentoring project. So in which way do you inform the LSs, and do you do it? If the people from their organization apply for the mentoring project, and if they got in.
Paulina?
So, Paulina, Professional Affairs Coordinator. Yeah, I think maybe this is the thing that lacks or lacked last year, past project, past edition of the project. So basically how it looked like, I was contacting directly to the participants, but probably it should be connected more.
Thank you. Any more comments? If not, I will take next.
Thank you.
Again, Paulina, as also as pointed out, you did an amazing job this year. Like your organizational skills and planning and everything is outstanding. And yeah, thank you for allowing me for the past 8 months. And yeah, thank you again. Please give a nice applause. Now, technical level.
So we're very behind with the agenda, and in the next session, Tilan will not be available because he's delivering a workshop. So if it's okay with you, we'll take Tilan before we take Marta. Is that okay? Okay, so we'll proceed with the Policy Affairs Coordinator report right now.
Tilan?
Hey, so my updates and report are, I gave feedback on a proofread the position paper on e-health and digital skills. Then I helped with methodology booklet, provided feedback on strategic guidelines, because we will work with annexes, and they will be very much advocacy connected, and they will be on, like, it's a 5-year plan, and I gave input from advocacy point of view. because also the collaboration between professional policy affairs coordinator and educational affairs coordinator is to be established. Then I helped with the tweets from a methodology booklet in order to raise awareness about it also to professionals. Then I collected the old fact sheets that were spread around in different channels before, because now it's under my portfolio. But before resolution existed, it was everywhere else. So now it's going to be collected in my library. Then I also started working on survey guidelines because I was the one working on biggest survey this year that EPSA did, mobility survey. I worked on that with educational affairs coordinator and the rest of the team. And the guidelines are to be prepared in the handover. I prepared the draft on the survey of interprofessional education that is to be done and also in the handover period, and it will be done in collaboration with EPSA, so with other healthcare student associations. And yeah, that's mostly it.
Thank you, Dylan. Comments? I have first PSV.
In Cambridge Netherlands, first I want to thank you for being the first policy affairs coordinator. I think you did a really good job. And then secondly, I would wanted to ask about the collaboration between you and the educational affairs coordinator. Do you have any concrete plans and will it be implemented in the handover?
Dylan?
Thank you for your comment. Regarding the collaboration between the educational affairs coordinator and my position, yeah, I do see a lot that can be still done. For example, methodology booklet, we can advocate for that, for example, in Brussels. So, for example, the tweets that I was working on, that can be raise the image that we did, also to professionals. Then hopefully also to be implemented in curricula. For example, also the online discussion forum that we had, there we can definitely work on.
Thank you, Dylan. Sofia.
Sofia, thank you very much for your hard work during the mandate. I have a question, since this is a new position, did you have any problems in fitting to the team because there were no any guidelines written prior to this position? Yes, this is a new position.
Dylan?
Thank you. Regarding the hard work starting with the new position, honestly it was quite hard because I had nothing. I had no email before. There was nothing I could work on what past people did, the past predecessors. I had no things on the drive, all the documents that I could look upon to. The solution itself wasn't completely new. It was kind of extracted from the Vice President of European Affairs. So it also meant that we had to divide the tasks, which was also quite hard. I think I managed quite well with fitting the position within the team and connecting it with some coordinators already, but I believe there's a lot that still can be done. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what will be done in a few years.
So, from your personal from your personal opinion, you do agree that the implementation of the new position was beneficial to the EPSA?
Dylan?
Definitely, because if you want to be as present in Brussels, to be vocal about all the topics we want to be vocal in, we want to have also quality assessment within that we can actually present also outside. And that couldn't be done before. We all have only 24 hours a day. We all have also other stuff in our lives that we do. We're students after all. And empowering this advocacy field of EPSA was necessarily needed. So, yeah.
Thank you, Dylan. VFSO?
Good evening, neighbors of Belgium. I have a question about EduProf. How do you see the role of a policy affairs coordinator within EduProf, just as an observer, or would you like to have a more active role or preparatory role or something else? Do some background things? I don't know.
So thank you for your question. As it is stated in the handbook of coordinators, one of my tasks is also to help members with initiatives on policy matters that come from members. I wasn't contacted by anybody. I was contacted about other stuff, for example, fact sheets, but not on policy initiatives. Yeah, I mean, that could be improved. Maybe that could be raised in a proper platform that we are here also to help you. It's not always you helping us. For other stuff, if the next Vice President of European Affairs decides that the implementation of the internal meetings with the prof shall be done still, I think that policy affairs coordinator attending those could be also beneficial, because I still think there is like a bit of confusion what each person does, what is our goal.
Point of information, Marta?
Marta, Vice President of European Affairs, and also as many of you might have noticed, in the other prof meetings, European Affairs Department is always present. So everyone is present, so if people have questions, you should also address to the respective coordinators in the meetings.
Jelena of Austria, I wanted to ask you if you think that a working group might consist of EduProfs are necessary or maybe beneficial on policy papers, or do you think it's could done just by one you?
Dylan?
Thank you for your question. I actually played with this thought during this mandate as well. The thing is, it isn't a bad approach, but as we have this policy affairs coordinator now, that is the person that is kind of specialized for this area, and EduProf platform should be used as kind of like the consulting body to also like collect what are your ideas, what would you like to see implemented. But the working groups, I don't think they would work, because I worked in the most recent one that was done under the Vice President of European Affairs, the one from Malta, on e-health. We worked then on the position paper on e-health, and not much was done, to be honest, because also people weren't on the positions, and they didn't really mind the timeline, they didn't really feel obligated. So,
point of information, Marta?
Marta, Vice President of European Affairs. Also in the previous General Assembly in Barlo, this was discussed, and the conclusion was that the outcome of working groups was not positive, so that's why it was implemented the European Affairs Department. However, there is also an EduProf handbook that is proposed for this General Assembly, which tackles the interaction between the members and the policy initiatives. So some of the replies might be there. Thank you.
Okay.
Good luck with Portugal. So, as it is the first year of the position, how do you believe that this position can grow over the years?
Dylan?
Thank you for your question. The first thing that we can do is we will have these quality assessments within what we actually know, for example, from surveys, from fact sheets, and then we can implement those in, for example, survey reports, positions, statements of opinion, and then we can build on that to actually advocate for it. Because right now, although all of that was lacking, so that's one thing. The other thing is connecting it with other positions within the EPSA team, so education affairs coordinator, public health and social services coordinator. There's definitely some others that could also be connected.
Thank you. The PhD?
Continuing PhD, yes, also from my side, big thank you for your work. My question is concerning the workload of the new position. As we created this from scratch more or less, it might always be a bit difficult to really assess how much work we can put on a new position. So I would like to hear your opinion on that. Was it like too much? Was it too less? Can we maybe in the future shift even more workload of the policy coordinator, or is it fine like that? Thank you.
Dylan?
Thank you for your question. Yes, I do believe we can do some more, because when we were thinking of how to proceed, as like we established this position. In establishing this position, we covered some aspects, but when we covered those aspects, we saw that okay, we can actually work on a lot of areas as well, because now we have better assessment or better overview of things. And for example, one of the things is also that we will do with Magna in the handover period is the monthly updates that were once done will now be collected in a newsletter and shared with members. So about what has happened in Brussels, so information from Brussels that are of interest of EPSA members, of EPSA students. Yeah.
Thank you. I have Annette Franz. Any more comments? Afo?
Jelena, I just wanted some clarification because I couldn't understand it, that your work with the policy paper has been done after the annual reception, as you stated. And then afterwards till the release, what was that? Was it formatting the policy paper?
For the information, Marta?
Marta, Vice President of European Affairs. It was discussed and also within the executive and the second level of platform meeting, the strategic plan for e-health and digital skills. So, the main plan was having the annual reception. Afterwards, we released a statement of opinion with the main claims that students wanted to have it. And afterwards, for this General Assembly, was submitted a position paper with the main arguments and the data that we have collected, because position papers at the moment, according to regulations, can only be submitted and approved at the General Assembly and not at online OS meetings.
Any more comments? If not, I will take Marta.
Marta, Vice President of European Affairs. So, thank you, Dylan, for your work. Thank you for these past months, that we had some really nice ideas and future collaborations. So I think I will foresee a really nice handover period with our successors, and also a way, and I think we really established some really nice ideas. And thank you for taking the challenge and to dare to be the first policy affairs coordinator and to take the hard task of defining this.
Now we will proceed to Martin, technical view.
Yeah, your Vice President of Education, just to ask, when you want to speak with your microphones, don't turn them on before you put the microphone close to your mouth, because the sound can be very disturbing. Thank you.
Martin, please. Sorry, I have a technical for Sofia.
Cyprus, we are kind of busy here. Can you shut down the AC?
Technical from RC.
Visual logistics, the AC is off. You can turn it on heat if you want to.
Bullshit. KNPSC.
It would be good if they please get a coat or something in the break, because I'm like really hot and I'm really warm and I can take my suit off, so I might suggest you get something to keep you warm.
I will not accept that. We need to proceed. Marta.
Marta, Vice President of European Affairs. So, since I have submitted my report, I finished my representation in the Professional Knowledge for Students event in Croatia and delivered my presentation on pharmacy delivered vaccination, where I presented our report. I finished and delivered a position paper on e-health and digital skills. I had a department meeting. I had a meeting with Healthcare Professional Association stakeholder group called One Health. This stakeholder group advocates for interprofessional collaboration and has actions on AMR and primary care, so it's very good that we can be involved in it. I had a meeting with the European Healthcare Students Association Summit. I shared the online discussion forum, I prepared the materials for the EduProf platform folder, and I shared the meeting, the live EduProf meeting. I worked on a template and a proposal together with Dylan for a new project, which is the policy newsletter. The timing of release of the newsletter and the exact template is still to be assessed on the week after AC, but mainly we aim to inform members not only on main developments of advocacy at European level, but also, since members feel that, according to the last survey, that we don't inform them enough on our developments in Brussels, this newsletter would have our updates of what we do in Brussels. And I followed up on some content in regards to advocacy, and I worked on my position-specific guidelines to be delivered after AC, and also on advocacy guidelines. Those can only be finished after European elections in May, because I plan to get some contacts and leave some information of the re-elected MEPs.
Thank you, Marta. Any comments? SFD?
Mates, just for Slovenia. Yeah, so thank you for your report, Marta. I have to say that I really enjoyed reading your report because it involves some background information on how the annual reception is organized. By the way, really nice event. But yeah, my question is concerning the EduProf platform, once again. How do you foresee the future of it, like after 1 year after being elected? I agree with you that we should do more, we could do more. So yeah, what do you think? Should we have more tasks, more meetings?
Marta?
Marta, Vice President of European Affairs. Indeed, I believe we should have more meetings. The way the platform is envisioned is also present in the handbook proposal. That's how we envision it. EduProf should work as EPSA's advisory group in regards to everything that is to do with policy. And that's pretty much it. So I definitely agree that more online meetings should be required. And I believe that the individual meetings or small group meetings should become a practice because members were satisfied with it.
KPSG?
Janine, KMP to the Netherlands. First, I would like to compliment you on the last part of your mandate because I think you really improved and I really think you did awesome stuff. And secondly, I would like to have some specific details on the monitoring update. What are your ideas for it?
Marta?
Yes, Marta, Vice President of European Affairs. That is where the policy newsletter idea came from. So the main idea that we have now is to have a newsletter that contains news from institutions, European Commission, European Parliament, what comes out in regards to healthcare, youth, education, so topics relevant for EPSA and pharmaceutical students, and then also have some news on developments from different countries. Sometimes countries approve interesting legislations, and also then a report, more or less, of what we do. So, for example, we attended this meeting at the European Commission to discuss the topic X, or So this is the main aim. We are still discussing like the details of the template, how pretty it will be, or if it's a more simple template, and also the frequency, because we were considering to have it monthly, but also there was this was present in my report, and some alumni advisory report members actually suggested to have it in every 3 months or quarterly, because sometimes you don't have that many big things coming out in Brussels. So we will still discuss that better and assess it right after AC, so that we can already do it in the November period.
PhD with a direct.
Concerning the PhD, yes, I really like the idea that you want to get back on the monitoring updates. However, I would like to hear your reasons why it didn't happen last year. It was a new POA from the beginning to release them monthly, and as far as I'm aware, monitoring EU news, Brussels news is part of your work at the EU anyway. So why was I can imagine that it's so big step to just catch something and release them monthly. So why was that not done? Are there bigger obstacles to it?
It was not direct because now we are open another discussion, but I will accept.
So yes, the type of monitoring in P2 is slightly different because it's more professional. This was mainly lack and bad management of my time. So that is why now I did a compilation of the main developments, but that was purely the reason, bad time management from my side.
Ape?
Lucas, Ape Portugal. Thank you for the updates, Martin. In your report, you state that you had a meeting with the European Youth Forum, and that you are going to discuss with the executive possible application. I just want to know if you discussed that previously to this GA and if you have any update.
Martin?
Yes. Martin, Vice President of European Affairs. Yes, so it's been ongoing for quite some mandates now, the investigation of EPSA becoming part of this forum, and it's something that I would really like to conclude. I had a meeting with them. We analyzed their positions, the conditions for membership, and we had a preliminary discussion. We did not reach a conclusion because they did hold their general assembly the weekend right before the annual congress, so like last week, and we sent a representative there with our alumni coordinator, Ruben Viegas, and we did not have an online executive meeting in the meantime, but we wanted to wait for his feedback and to get to know more since we had somebody there. We will discuss, this is scheduled to be discussed in the first OEM meeting right after AC.
Thank you, IFCPSA.
Eva, CPSA Croatia, so about the individual meetings, when will you share the results with us? Because you mentioned a lot about it, and the meetings were done, some of them in January.
Martin?
Marta, Vice President of European Affairs. I'm still compiling because it's quite an extensive document, because I collected all your structures and how you work in terms of advocacy. So, and sometimes I need to listen to the recordings in Adobe because I cannot recall all the details. But this document will also be shared and will be in the EduProf platform folder. And it will be already presented for the next meeting, to which I sent a doodle to be scheduled in the middle of May.
BPHD?
Concerning PhD Germany, my question regards the new EPSA library, and the EduProf platform shall have contact only to the EduProf folder on this platform. However, there will be another folder concerning policies and policy documents, which EduProf representatives are not going to have access to, as far as I understand the document. Maybe you can elaborate on the reason why.
Marta?
Marta, Vice President of European Affairs. The policy document will also, and everything that's in regards to policy, will also have a specific folder in that folder, EduProf. The reason why there is, like, EduProf platform representatives do not have access to the all general EPSA library is because they are not EPSA officials. That is why I decided to create this folder that has everything that can be relevant, and the folder will be updated.
Any more comments?
I would just like to ask you about your opinion, since you're the PEA, on the newly established European department.
Point of information, Evan?
Yes, we have a point in the agenda to discuss the restructure from the 55th GA, so I would propose to take that question then.
Jelena, AFIP Austria, we as AFIP just wanted some clarification on how ESU could help us, in which way about the mobility outcomes, as we didn't understand it.
Marta?
Marta, PPA. So, since the collaboration with ESN did not work, I started to look for other ones. And ESU is working on mobility and obstacles in students in mobility. They have many different categories for obstacles. One of them is obstacles that healthcare students face to access mobility. So I met them, and they are also looking for partners, mainly healthcare students. So it was a good match. And their general assemblies happened more or less in the same periods as ours. So what we are planning to do is to work on a possible, they call it resolution or position paper on that, as also a follow-up of our mobility report, and we can present these outcomes at the next General Assembly, hopefully, and also for them at their next General Assembly that is in November. So in terms of time, we are aligned.
Jelena, out of Austria, I just also wanted to express some opinions about, we had discussions about the EU elections that are going to happen in May. And I know we had them in Belgrade, I know we had other prof meetings, but we feel that it was more or less brushed off by the EPSA team and didn't really stated that much the opinion or the voice of the members, because we are also as well, all of us, non-political associations, but we stated clearly that we just wanted to raise awareness, and we still don't know why this is such a problem for EPSA to raise awareness about the EU elections. Thank you.
Eva, President, we did not rush it up. We discussed it in our OEM. It's all in the OEM minutes. We also discussed it with the Alumni Advisory Board, and it's in the minutes of that meeting as well. Why we decided not to do it is, because we believe that we should keep our political neutrality, and that getting involved in that would mean that we would consequently break it. And as you can see now, not all associations agree with that, which was the situation in Belgrade as well. And since there was not a majority of, the majority opinion was not in favor of this, we did not push it further because, not all member associations actually support this.
Then I would just suggest to all member associations, it's important that we as students vote for this, and I think we as association can approach or engage a lot of students if we raise awareness about this and how important it is to vote. Thank you.
Asif?
Ayosha, as a Switzerland, as a non-EU country, I feel uncomfortable in engaging in EU elections.
It's just, I disagree with you. There is also a non-political organization, and I think we were also discussing this, I think, some time ago, and I think that it would be also uncomfortable for us to interfere in the EU elections.
CPSA first.
Eva, CBSA Croatia, so we support the European elections, but don't think that it should be shared or discussed within the organization, that in their statutes and stuff are stated they're non-political, because this is a political matter, even if it's just the promotion of the European elections. So it's getting into politics.
Annette?
Yeah, in France, I think that we are missing a very important point, because the European elections are very important, and we can, and don't know if some of you remember that during the last European election, people who voted the less were the students, and I think that maybe it's political, that we don't ask people to vote for someone. We ask people to vote, and that's it. And I really think that we should promote the European elections.
First, I have the PhD. Be careful with the directives, please.
Concerning the PhD journey, I really don't understand how informing about an election that is going to take place and say, hey, there's an election, please go vote, is compromising our political neutrality. I don't see it.
First, I have Muksa.
From Turkey, it's a very thin line over there. We don't even want to be there, and even if most of the LSs want it, even if we cannot do it, it's against the regulations. We are regulated by that. So it's unacceptable. No.
BPSA.
Let me say here, a bit of a painful topic. I understand that why you think it's important, but in in that aspect you could just promote it on a national level, like it doesn't need to come from EPSA. I'm pretty sure delegates will listen more to the National Association of European People. I love it. You know what I mean? It will be more effective if you promote it on a national level. Especially because not everyone here will take part in the European elections.
Thank you. Should it still a direct? So please.
Yeah, I agree with what Zafar and Sally said. I think it's not the point that EPSA is not supporting like a certain, I don't know, people that are running for the elections. I think that it is just that elections in general, like this is a political issue, and I think that EPSA shouldn't do like anything about it, yeah, because it's clearly stated.
And then France.
My work was to study, but the impact is not the same in a national way and European way. So with the European organization, we have more chance to make all the students vote. So too bad.
Any comment? Technique? Any comments? Marta?
Part of EPA, also some major studies have proven that like raising awareness at national level is way more efficient, because at the end of the day this is a national matter, this is competency of member states. But if you need any information or anything in terms of the political context of EU elections, I can provide you. Feel free to contact me personally.
Any comments? If not, I will take Eva.
Eva, President, yes, I would just like to thank Marta for the work she did this mandate.
Technical item?
Eva, President, yes, so we are already over the time limit for this session. So I will ask everyone to raise their voting cards so the scrutineers can collect them. This does not mean that you can already start stopping or leaving. We still need to count them. For the next session, we will start with Kevin's report. So Grant coordinator will then take Osmund's report. So public health and social services coordinator. And what we still have on the agenda for today is Parliamentary Council report, Audit Committee report, Administrative Department reports, and Public Relations reports, which means that we might have to delay the GA a bit today, because we are very, very behind in the agenda, and we have elections coming tomorrow, and all of the reports need to be discussed before the elections. Of course, it seems like we won't be able to take all of the reports today, but we should try to finish as much as possible. So we might have to prolong it until 7:15. And the first group is leaving for the Bulgarian night at 7:45, but you can take later groups since so you don't have to rush. And dinner is at the Bulgarian night venue, you don't have to eat here.
You cannot steal. No.
The standing orders are still in effect. I have 25 voting cards, and I resume the standing order.